Hello everyone, it's Alina. Welcome to my Soap General Hospital official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Esme attempted to walk the GA straight and narrow. Why she stopped. Esme Prince appeared on General Hospital as a nasty girl who sought Spencer, or so we thought. It revealed out that Esme was a horrible girl who simply desired Spencer as a ruse to get Nicholas to screw up his marriage to Ava. Esme was actually a wicked girl who was working for her biological father Ryan to exploit his newest eternal passion, Ava. There was also her biological mother, who slaughtered people with hooks, but two things mellowed Esme out: the birth of her son, Ace, and oh yes, developing amnesia. When Esme could no longer recall all the awful things she'd done, she became good Esme. Well, she became less bad Esme. But suddenly her memory came back. And bad Esme was back. But it's not that straightforward. We put her on the couch to indicate there was more going on here than just reverting to type. Esme was absolutely shocked when she learned all the horrific things she'd done before losing her memories. She also decided to be a good mother to Ace. Those two things seemed to set her on the road of the straight and narrow. Well, at least the less bad and narrow. Sure, Esme got her memory back, but she didn't suddenly switch to the dark side. That came later, when she lost her son. From the time Ace was born, Spencer has been preoccupied with taking his newborn brother away from Esme. So when he had the chance to let Nicholas run off with the tot, he took it. And that's when Esme learned a very good lesson. The best way to stop folks from screwing you over is to screw them over first. If she'd embraced her dark side the minute she remembered it, she could have stuck Nick in jail for keeping her prisoner. Then he couldn't have gotten Ace. Esme attempted the nice girl thing. It cost her kid, so there won't be any more of that. And Port Charles has no one to blame but itself. Tune in to hear out about all the drama happening in Port Charles. GA Spoilers Weekly Update for January 29, February 2, 2024, reveal that the week ahead features one man getting quite a shock while another having to dish out a warning. Tune in next week so you can watch all of the action in Port Charles. The General Hospital recap for Monday, January 22, 2024, has Esme turning up at the prison to ask for aid, and Heather was more than willing to provide a hand. Also in this episode, Chase and Brooklyn requested Gregory for a love favor. Spencer justified his bad decision-making skills. Scott played both sides while Martin walked away from Lucy. And last, Carly got justice. Only things went a tad bit too far for her liking. Now let's go a little deeper into the details. Esme walked up at the prison to see Heather. She informed her about Ace's kidnapping, her trip to meet Cyrus, and how Spencer threatened to put her behind jail. Heather was surprised by it all. She offered Esme the best advice she could: run. Sure, she'll miss her baby, but staying wasn't worth the risk. Of course, Esme wasn't about to do that. She refused to leave her son behind. They had to find him and extract retribution from everyone who offended her. Payback? Revenge? That was music to Heather's ears. She promised to do all she could from her jail. Heck, prison bars never stopped her. However, she advised Esme to be careful and follow suit. Yeah, Esme wasn't about to do that either. She was going full out, especially now that she knew Heather was on board. Meanwhile, at the hospital, Spencer got an earful from Laura while they waited for the detectives. When Dante got there, Laura made Spencer tell on himself. He said he gave Ace over to his father, but he had legitimate reasons. Nick was a better bet than Esme. While what Spencer and Nick did with Ace wasn't unlawful, Nick is still a fugitive. Dante ordered Spencer to contact the police next time he saw his dad, or else. Then he put out an alert to seek for Nicholas and left to find Esme. Later, Laura fretted that if Esme had her memories back, there was no telling what she'd do. Meanwhile, everything escalated at Crimson when Carly and Drew insulted Nina. This is payback, baby. Carly looked as smug as ever as Nina flipped over, having the magazine torn out from underneath her. Eventually, Drew told her to leave and Nina agreed. She hurried off and found herself a washroom to cry in. The same one Olivia was also in. Much to Nina's surprise, Olivia was sensitive to her condition and sob story. Once alone though, Nina vowed revenge on her adversaries. Back in the office, Carly was happy to take down Nina but wasn't so sure about being the editor-in-chief. She promised Drew she'd keep the seat warm until he hired someone else. However, Drew didn't want that. He wanted Carly. Speaking of cunning spouses, Scott told Tracy all about Lucy's attempt to harm her. Tracy tried to shrug it off but realized Scott was serious. She wasn't too worried though. What damage could Lucy possibly do? At the same time, Martin returned and was happy to finally see his lady love. Well, until he discovered she wasn't as delighted to spend time with him. After some significant contemplation, he decided to terminate ties. Lucy pursued him down, not wanting to let this love story go. Speaking of love tales, Chase and Brooklyn invited Gregory out for lunch to discuss wedding plans. They wanted him to not only be there for the big day but take on the role of officiant. Gregory was honored at the thought. He wasn't so sure about whether or not he could accomplish it though. Gregory talked up about how ALS was beginning to impact his speech, and he didn't want to muck up their vows. Chase and BLQ understood his viewpoint, but they couldn't fathom anybody else marrying them. After much negotiation, Gregory decided to stand at the altar with them, as long as there was a backup officiant. Esme turned to Heather for guidance in her dilemma. Chase and Brooklyn wanted Gregory to have a large role in their wedding. Spencer tried to defend his behavior to Dante and Laura. Scott tried to scam Tracy, while Martin grew irritated up with Lucy. And lastly, Drew's great revenge plot against Nina made Carly thrilled but yet confused about her own future. Curtis had a glimpse of optimism he may walk again. Brooklyn poured her heart out to Chase, while Tracy and Gregory spent some time together. Jordan turned up with quite the narrative as to where she had been because Anna was worried sick about her. Also, Finn expressed his troubles at NA, and Scott startled Lucy with some things he felt. Heather informed Laura that old Esme was back just as the young woman was smacking Uncle Kevin over the head. Cody provided Spinelli some much-needed counsel. Curtis threw Trina and Spencer a parting party and Spencer filled in Trina and Joss on what he did with Ace. Christina found out the results of her pregnancy test. Kevin was found unconscious by Dante, Chase and Laura, so a chase for Esme began. Molly, TJ, and Christina spilled the pregnancy news to their parents. Meanwhile, Diane and Robert sparred about her friendship with Sunny, and Jordan met with Brick in the expectation he'd perform a special project for her. Also, Finn and Martin come up with a plan that will hopefully help Finn. Spencer found out what Esme did after he and Trina enjoyed some alone time. Laura tried to hire Anna as police commissioner, but she turned her down. Jordan and Anna discovered Brennan was behind the phone call Jordan received. Sunny persuaded Ava to flee to his island. Sam got dirt on Muldoon that may salvage Finn's case. Coming up, Spencer is set to have a nice time with his lady love Trina, but danger waits when Spencer discovers a discovery while in the City of Light. The lovebirds find themselves in a hazardous scenario, but will either be able to help them out of this sticky situation this time. Carly has her hands full with her new workers at Crimson. Will she be able to prove herself to them? Meanwhile, Carly's bestie, Olivia, will be confronted by her other bestie, Lois. What is going on this time? Be sure to check out the daily breakdown below for more on what's coming next. So what do you guys think about this update? Let me know in the comments below. And if you like my videos, please click like and subscribe for more. I'll see you guys next time.